Okay, guys, welcome back. Today's day 16, 14 days to go. We started counting down yesterday. Amazing. Came to a different beach, but same problem. I mean, the other beach that I go to is maybe 4 miles down, and this one is actually even closer to my house. But we kind of thought they would have cleaned up the seaweed problem. But what happens is the seaweed is coming continuously. You could see it. And yesterday, you could see it coming back from way back there. So I guess they're waiting for all the seaweed to stop, clean it all at once, but it's piling up like crazy. Can't even walk through there. Although I dare to go through there. Just so I could walk on the shore, which looks cleaner. Anyway, today we're going to talk about buyer's brokerage. First of all, how do we get here? Well, let's back it up. The buyer's brokerage, that's been around forever. It's not nothing new. It's not nothing new. Buyer's brokerage has been around forever, except nobody really practices. You know who's really good at practicing that? I'm going to tell you. Millennials. Millennials are really good at that. However, it became a must now, right? Now, when you work with a buyer, the buyer needs to sign a buyer's brokerage agreement. Now, he doesn't have to. You could also do the single showing, right? Single showing agreement. We're going to go see 5 properties, fill it out, we're good to go. So he could definitely be doing that. So you could do one or the other. Now, how did we get here? Well, before 1994, all representation belongs to the buyer. I'm sorry. Oops, I almost fell. I almost freaking fell. All representation belongs to the seller. So if you had the buyer, you actually had to tell the buyer, I don't work for you. And I'm sure the buyer didn't like that. So that was a problem. So buyers were complaining, we have no representation, it's totally unfair. 1994 comes around and a change is made. Now we're going to have three types of representation. There's actually 4, by the way. No brokerage, transaction brokerage, and the third one is single agent representation. There's a 4th one. It's called designated sales associate. That is only for non-residential properties. And I'll cover that in a little bit. So in 1994, they came up with all these kinds of representation. Why? So now the buyer's protected. The buyer has representation. So now the buyer's happy. But who's paying the commission? The seller. There's your lawsuit. Sellers are saying, why should we pay the commission? We should have the right to either pay or not to pay. But we should not be obligated to pay the commission. So that's why now, in the listing agreement, you have how much you paying your agent, how much you paying the buyer agent, or how much you paying your agent, and then is your agent paying out the commission? Or the seller may choose not to pay. So you have that as well. Seller may choose not to pay. The listing agent has to pay the buyer's agent. Or the third one is the seller's going to pay the buyer's agent. So there's 3. Now, one thing that you guys do all the time, you really need to stop that. Stop making phone calls. Stop doing this. Hey, listing agent, I want to know what is the compensation for this property and who's going to pay me. Why are you doing that? Why? Are you going to make an offer? Oh, no? Then why did you waste a phone call? Don't do it. Show the property. If the buyer is interested in the property, then and only then you make the phone call. If the seller's paying commission, then you fill out a selling broker from seller. You fill it out. If the agent is paying commission, then it's broker to broker. Or there's no compensation. Well, now you need to go back to the. You need to go back to. Look at my hair. You need to go back to the buyer and tell the buyer, we're not being paid here. So I only have one move that could help us out, and that's closing cost. So then you can go back and try and get 4% in closing costs, and maybe your agreement is, 2 to 3, and you'll take 2, and he has 2% of closing costs, and from the other 2%, he could pay your commission. Or the buyer's going to say, you know what, I really didn't like that property very much. It's really time to move on. Anyway, that's how it works today. So if you're a buyer, expect to be listed. Expect to know that the commission will fall on your shoulders if the seller is unwilling to pay. From a broker's point of view, I actually like it because the buyers cannot run around and be working with different realtors, right? You take them out on Saturday, you show them 3 properties, and then they decide to go out again on Sunday with a different agent. Oh, by the way, he's showing them the exact same properties. That's not right, man. It's not right. It's not right. So I am happy about the change. Now, what's going to happen if the interest rate drop? That could be a problem. Why? Because sellers may not choose to pay any commission. And then it's going to be hard. It's going to get hard. Anyway, that's it for the buyer's brokerage. Until tomorrow, thank you for listening.